Hey, it's me, Sue Burton Hidalgo, the Psychic Eye. I run the School for Human Evolution, and this are tarot readings that will help you with your own evolution. Well, what is evolution? It's a descent with modification from pre-existing species, a cumulative inherited change through time. I've been at this about 40 years now, leading to the appearance of new forms, the process by which new development from pre-existing forms through successive generations. I'm all the time going on about the many famous people that I've studied with in this field over my years of studying since the early 80s. I have evolved quite a bit, and I thought I better put some of this down because all these wonderful people I've studied with who are masters have now passed on, and I'm kind of getting up there myself. Let's talk about stuff more. Two, evolution is a process of change in a certain direction, an unfolding. I'm hoping that you will evolve and that you'll unfold and that I'll be part of that. And three, a process in which the whole universe is a progression of interrelated phenomena. Well, I've always thought that everything is connected in a macrocosm to microcosm way, and that we're all part of divine spirit. Stephen Jay Gould, who's an evolutionary theorist, a Harvard professor, wrote a lot of books, said evolution is a process of continuous branching and diversification from many common trunks. This pattern of irreversible separation gives life's history its basic directionality. I'm looking forward to helping you figure out how to have direction that will work for you, making you a happy human. What is tarot? A tarot card reading is the practice of using specific cards, called tarot cards, to gain insight into the past, present, or future by formulating a question and then drawing and interpreting the cards. Reading tarot cards is a type of cartomancy, and cartomancy can include any kind of cards. And throughout this series of tarot evolution samples, I'll be using a wide variety of cards, most of which are traditional tarot base. Some will be oracle cards, and some will be playing cards, etc. I have a wide background in tarot and in doing spiritual readings for people. I also have a lot of training as a therapist. So you'll find that my work is a blend of psychological pop psychology, a blending of popular methods of healing and balancing your life, and also quite a bit of information about tarot, astrology, etc. My goal is to share information, to network, so help me with that one, and to have fun. Today's card set that I'm using as an example is the Radiant Tarot, and it is a traditional type of Rider-Waite deck, which is the most common and popular kind of deck in the world. We shuffle the cards in the beginning, keeping in mind and in heart a clear, positive, and direct connection to Divine Spirit, which is the repository of all the Akashic Aether's information, both past, present, and future. The questioner today is myself. I'm doing a reading for me. And for anyone, it's important to have the right preparedness. Yet, reading for yourself requires a little extra clarity and a willingness to know the will of the divine rather than my own wishes or needs, which would cloud the answer. An openness to alignment with the divine spirit, with pure heart and peaceful mind. So let's practice peace, purity, and alignment to the higher will. The first quality that, in my opinion and experience, really helps me connect up to the divine spirit with a pure heart is to relax and remember something or someone or some event that brings me a feeling of purity. I think of newly opened flowers like this lovely white rose that's still in its nascent beginning, its beginning phase. The innocence of children with their beautiful little faces and smiles. Unspoiled landscapes such as freshly fallen snow or the gorgeous vistas out west or the mountains. These are all pure and unchanged. They have that lifting up energy. And I let those types of memories and thoughts stir inside of me. I hope you'll stir them inside of you and let them grow and grow until you can identify a definite change in sensation in your body. Where is purity located in you? And how do you feel it? What's the sensation? So I'm coaching you to be aware of this quality so you can return to it more easily, not just in tarot readings or this kind of service, but at any time when you need to reconnect with the divine. And the second important quality to me to align with the divine spirit is a peaceful mind and heart. And so I just relax and remember something. So I invite you to remember something or someone, some place or event that brings you a feeling of peacefulness. I have a memory of a swan gliding over still waters, or a sky that is so beautiful that it brings me a deep, relaxing sigh. It's just so releasing and peaceful. So think of what kind of memories and thoughts peace stirs within you, and allow that to grow and grow until you can identify a definite change in sensation in your body. And where is peace located? What chakra, what body part, and how does it feel to you? Do you notice that I'm helping you to ground these spiritual qualities into the body so you can be the quality, you can embody it? So remembering where it is, let's move to the next quality. The third quality I always turn to when I am doing session work is alignment to the divine will of spirit. We could also call this obedience to God, or doing something that your grandma would be proud of you for. So I just invite you to relax and to remember something or someone or some event of doing something that you felt was right and proper, and that those that you love would be proud of you for doing it, and you're proud of you for making that choice. A kind choice, a positive choice, even if it might have been a tough choice, but it was a choice to do the right thing. So let those kinds of memories and thoughts stir up inside of you, growing and growing until you identify a definite sensation in your body around aligning with the divine will, with the higher power. Where's that located in your body? And how can you describe it? Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it firm? Is it soft? What's it like? And getting a grounded sense of it so you can return to it and even check in other times of your life. Hey, I've got this choice coming up. I have to go here or do this. Does it feel like it's in alignment with divine will? So this is a very important life skill to have on tap quickly, easily, and surely. Well, okay then. Now that the link with the divine is established, so the answers will be clearer and in alignment with divine truth, I pick a layout. Now there are tons of tarot layouts, and I'll be showing you some over time. This particular format, one of my special friends taught it to me, a 5-card layout. We asked the questioner to name a number between 1 and 5. I could have said 1 and 7 or 1 and 6 or any reasonably low number that comes to mind, probably 9 or lower. And then it's the questioner's unconscious deciding where the turning point is in the layout, the number that they chose. And I don't even state that the number they give is the turning point for the issue. Their unconscious knows that. And the number they choose shows how far along in the issue they are, how important or weighty the past is. Is it still dragging them down? Is it supporting them? Or how weighty and important the future is. If there are a lot of past cards, then there's more to clear or more to consider. If there are a lot of future cards, then perhaps this might show the longevity of the outcome of the event in the life cycle. The turning point card is both descriptive of what is happening at the moment and the action needed to allow the future to unfold and the past to either support in some way. And so the questioner, me, Sue Hidalgo, asks, Divine Spirit, please tell me about my website development project. I love readings. So the first card for my past about the development of my website has been having judgment, having to rise up and renew myself and move to a higher level, to answer a clarion call of the divine, listening to the divine, to have mercy, forgiveness, release, acceptance, and self-love. I know that even at my stage, 40-something years of being in this field, I still have to encourage myself sometimes to move ahead, to do the work, because some days it's just easy to relax and do nothing and deadhead my roses and have a good time, eat some cheesecake. But I did. I pulled myself up and I said, wow, I've got to get something done. I can't just retire. So from Wikipedia, Judgment is part of the major arcana suit, usually comprising 22 cards. The only card that's left of it in the playing card deck is the Joker. The other suits, the 4 suits, are the regular playing cards. In Tarot, they are 1 through 10, and Page, Knight, King, Queen. And the Page is left out in the playing cards as well. This traditional scene is modeled after Christian imagery of the resurrection and the Last Judgment. An archangel, possibly Metatron, possibly Gabriel, is depicted blowing a great trumpet, and from which hangs the flag of St. George, which is about the slaying of the dragon, the negativity. That also references the 15th chapter of the 1st of Corinthians. A group of resurrected people, the man, woman, the children, of sallow complexion, stand, arms spread, looking at the angel in awe, and the sleeping dead are emerging from crypts or graves, calling back to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, where the sea gives up its dead. And so here it's about not, for me, it's about moving upwards, moving on to that higher clarion call, reconnecting with my awe for the God, the divine, and answering what I believe that feels in alignment for me to be doing in this life. So that's the past. That's a call that I've made for decades to answer. The other card in my reading for the past is the Knight of Pentacles, and that's moving slow and steady with no rush, with deliberation and thought in the direction I'm taking. And it's also, Pentacles is about valuing. What do we value? Now, a lot of people in our culture and in the world value money, but I tend to value things that have longevity, like the Knight of Pentacles rules Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn, the earth signs. And these are the builders, the stable, hardworking. So Wikipedia, again, I'm going to quote it, the Knight of Coins, which is Pentacles, can be used to represent a young man who's dark of complexion and features. This combines the symbolism of dark complexion with a suit of coins and a teenage young adult males with knights. The card may represent someone who's stubborn or hardworking, serious, or set in their ways. That's definitely me, going at it, hammer and tongs, night and day. One might also use this card when someone is grappling with a question of where these issues are coming up, a question about work or home life, or a question about whether to stand their ground on an issue. Well, definitely this is about work, and I do work in my home. All of the Tarot's knights, with the exception of the Knight of Swords, represent defensiveness, taking care, being sure. The Rider-Waite version of the decks added armor to the traditional depictions of these knights, as well as disarming them, taking away their swords or their spears or whatever. The Knight of Coins may therefore represent being materially defensive or guarding one's health. Well, this is a pandemic era, and I have really been taking care of my health by staying home, probably the same way you have. It's also helping me get a lot of work done, being protective of my time. The Turning Point card, I chose the number 3 as my number between 1 and 5, is the Queen of Wands. Being myself, the Queen of Wands, meaning I am a fire woman and the Queen of Wands is a fire queen. I'm an Aries sun with a Sag moon with a whole lot of Leo in my chart. So this is me trusting my vision, all that fire energy, and making decisions specially focused on being in alignment with divine will. Willpower is the wand energy. There's also a beautiful sunflower facing the sun, so I've moved my office into a place where I can have more light, and I'm definitely more aware of my intuition. Wikipedia says the Queen of Wands combines properties of the suit of wands, which are fire, as I just said, and the Queen embodies nurturing, feminine, inwardly focused, and embracing personality, a vivacious and warm, passionate personality, put to the service of encouraging, assuring, attracting esteem and enthusiasm. Well, that's what I'm doing with my website. I am providing a place for people to learn and grow. The back of the throne doesn't have a top, indicating endless possibilities. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I have all kinds of options and possibilities, having to choose carefully the knight. The lions on the back of the queen's throne are associated with the element fire. The golden attire shows that she's strong and her fire is burning with great intensity. The desert behind her is another indicator of fire, and the rocks on the right side of her throne show toughness. A hard soul, her independence. The sign of Leo is strongly associated with this card due to the lions adorning the throne, as well as the lion pendant clasping her cloak. She's holding a sunflower representing fertile, joyous life. Sunflowers face and track the sun in the motion across the sky, a behavior called heliotropism. So I do a lot of that, how to face the sun to be sunny, and the S-U-N and the S-O-N. The black cat at her feet shows that luck favors her, as the black cats are viewed as bringers of good or bad luck. The nature of the cats also shows she's tamed her darker impulses, yet understands and follows her own instincts, thus representing her self-aware and independent nature. That's me. So this black cats also suggest intuitive understanding of the world. So the interpretation represents basic instinct, providing initial inputs, thinking of the consequences of what I do, be sure to focus on what will get me moving and how to do it, being direct, spontaneous, and independent, as long as I accept that others may be my polar opposite, so not to push anybody else when they aren't as focused as I am. I'm also very able to focus on what gets me moving, how to do it. I'm very independent. I can be impatient, but I try to keep that sunny focus, and therefore I overcome my fears and walk my own path. And I try to be sincere and friendly. I don't know about chaste, but I'm very loving, and I become influential and kind. So I enjoy very much being the Queen of Wands and always have. Now in my future with my website is the Empress. Yay! That is abundance and overflowing, and whatever is desired comes to fruition. She simply wishes for something and it comes together. She's not a figure who has to carry a big stick or a sword or press in any way. So the Empress sitting on a throne, wearing a starry crown, holding a scepter in one hand. That's power over life. The crown has 12 stars representing dominance over the year, and the throne is in the midst of a field of grain, representative of dominion over growing things. So it's a maternal influence. It's the creation of life, art, new business, new opportunities, abundance, nurturing, stability. I'm all up for that as being part of my future. Like I said, yay! Now here's the other side of my future, the Page of Cups. To be prepared to learn about feelings and emotions and how I'm serving emotionally. Notice how he's got his foot on his cape, which is also water. This is the water sign. So I need to keep one foot on the ground and one foot in my feelings. So Page of Cups from Wikipedia represents a sweet-natured child a young person who loves home life and family, understands art, and is very spiritual, a dreamer, a psychic dreamer. It's often represented as a child in cups because of the symbolism of optimism and growth, less serious approach to life, attracting happiness, centered on emotion and opening up those emotions to allow compassion and love for others. So as a situation, the future of my website, it represents an opportunity for artistic, creative learning and expansion and new opportunities for relationships. I hope to develop one with you. It's about good news, emotional, intimate, and spiritual needs of a person. So here's the summation. Hey, Sue Hidalgo, that's me. You've done a really great job with changing and evolving. You've slowed down. I know that's hard for you as you're a bullet. And these actions have led you to being very masterful in the process of developing your website. You're reaping and will reap from the now forward. Really do well with what your desires are. Be sure to stay in touch with your feelings and remain in a position of service to knowing your own needs and then attending to others. You go, girl. You go, Sue. Yay! Hey, if you would like to be a demo and are willing to share your session publicly, please send us a note to my email address linked below. Keep in mind that being a demo could be booked far in advance as requesting is popular. There is a fee, but it's 50% from regular pricing. And each person who signs up for a regular session with me from your referrals, you will receive a 5% coupon, which can add up to 100%. And then we can start again on more coupons for your own and the other person's future sessions. They'll also get 5%. So thank you for watching, and I hope to hear from you at my email address. My website is www.suehidalgo.com. You can book private session readings. You can book a variety of psychic parties for you and your friends with a limit of 6 persons. That's also the smallest number. You could have an aura reading or an aura art and healing. There are online courses from professional to personal growth from me. I'm a nationally recognized teacher with decades of knowledge, experience in several dozen healing arts systems, readings. I'm listed in the top 100 psychics in America book, and I've taught a lot of people, tens of thousands of people, just like you, to help you have a better life, to work with you in coaching, and to help you with your whatever's going on in your life. I'm looking forward to connecting with you.